Welcome everybody to the Disc Golf Pro Tour Tour Championship. We are in beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina at Hornets Nest DGC, and this is the finale. Somebody is winning $20,000 today, and I am joined by my good buddy and teammate Kevin Jones. How are we doing tonight, buddy?
Luke, thanks for having me here tonight.
I'd have it no other way. Look at this card right here. 4 ladies, the killers of disc golf, some of the hottest playing women on the planet right now. Paige Pierce, Hailey King, Catrina Allen, and Lisa Fajkus. I mean, even the loser's going to get $3K in this, so there are no losers, actually.
Yeah, big money on the line here today. It's going to get extremely intense.
Yeah, the drama's coming down to the end. First place is 20, second place is 10, third place is 5, and fourth place is 3, so there's money to be made, but it drops off, and the difference between 1 and 2, $10,000. I mean, that's as large as any woman's payout. And this one just blowing away the records. Jeff Spring, I think we got to thank the Disc Golf Pro Tour for throwing down on all this and making it happen, especially this year, as weird as things have been.
Absolutely.
First on the tee, world champ, 5-time. You guys know her. She needs no introduction. Paige Pierce. She's going to be throwing this disc a lot. She did commentary on yesterday's round with me and described this one as her gap hitter, which is a term I got from you, Kev.
Nice. Yeah, a disc that we just tend to go to whenever we have to hit a gap off of the tee and we don't want to get in trouble. We want that high percentage shot.
Right, the high percentage shot, like you said, and you see it there. That's her Crystal Fierce, and that is well inside circle 1. Great shot for her to start off the day. It was pretty cool this morning as well. I think the temperatures were right about 60 degrees, so trying to keep the hands warm.
That looked like an M2 from Cat.
I think you're right. Kept it on hyzer the whole way.
Our
Great
third
shot
competitor
from her.
this morning in our final round from Wisconsin, representing
and right away
Discraft.
you see
Put
that
your hands
she's
together for Miss Hailey
all
King.
business. I mean, lots of times when first person parks one right in front of you, first hole, it's hard to repeat like that. But Kat shows us she has no nerves early. She's ready to play. And the youngster, Hailey King. What do you think about?
This is a really tight hole to start us off. There's not really much room for error on it.
Isn't really. Wow, Hailey getting a huge kick. Oh my goodness. All the kicks she needed. What do you think about Hailey King's game?
I think she is the future of women's disc golf putting. She has shown some incredible potential with her putting game.
Yeah.
Showing what's possible with the disc.
Yeah, agreed. Forehand, backhand. She's got the complete game. Man, that putt is good. Something to mimic for sure. All those young girls, anybody watching at home, even men. I mean, her putt is fantastic on any level. Lisa getting a little bit greasy. Circle's edge, it looks like.
Speaking of putting, Lisa Fajkus here is one of the best putters that I've ever seen in the FBO division.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree. She's leaned on that to get her here. That looked like it was an inch high.
Literally an inch high. Great effort from Lisa there.
So some of our ladies playing today had a bye through the first round. Lisa did not. Lisa fought through the first round of 12 women, the second round of 8 women to allow her to be here today. Hailey, Catrina, and Paige all just needing to play one match to get themselves here because of the points they accrued during the year-long points race. So.
Yeah, very interesting format that the Disc Golf Pro Tour has us doing here, but it's a lot of fun just making your way through the next round and then starting off with a whole new slate.
Yeah, fresh slate every morning. It makes for good drama for sure. No one can take that big of a lead into that final day. Here we see a little island shot. Discs must come to land in that pine straw you see there, or they'll go to a drop zone. I think the main worry here is just that you'll hit one of those trees and kick backwards.
Right. Everybody would like to park this hole, but every now and then you catch a tree and then kind of kick back towards the OB, but the wall's there, so you're not gonna be too far. You're not gonna be OB. That's a great shot there from Paige Pierce, throwing the Pierce.
Yeah, the Crystal Fierce.
Fierce.
Yeah, the Pierce Fierce. And she's been a combined 20 feet on the first 2 holes. Fantastic start from Paige Pierce, and that just needs to hook up a little bit.
And she gets the green. That was so close, using all of the island there.
Wow. Fun to see. You watch the spotter's head turn as he watched the ground play. Hailey just a little bit low, and you can tell that wall is out of bounds. You've got to be on the other side of it. So she'll be going to the drop zone, which is a makeable putt. It's about 50 feet framed up for the women over there on the island. Lisa loves throwing a little flex line. She likes the Anheuser release, but she maybe just overcooked it a tad on that one, so she'll be headed to the drop zone as well. Hailey, I'm sure, giving it a bid. She's not afraid to run things from circle 2. Looks like this putt is right at the 20-meter mark, so. Cat from her spot about pin high right.
Close bid there. That's going to be about 40 feet away if she's touching the wall there.
Yeah, right about 40 feet. That's probably right. Hailey grabbing that bogey putt, able to run her drop zone putt and still make the comebacker. Good confident stick. This is all that Paige has left for her birdie. Well done from her. She's thrown that thing so well all week. It's really a dagger. Makes it easy when you can just throw that thing everywhere.
It's nice to have a disc that you can lean on like that.
It is. For you, it's, at Hornets Nest, maybe the M2.
The M2, very useful out there. Something that you can get to go really straight and hold a line, like this hole, for example.
Yeah, this is a great backhand righty mid-range hole. Basically, you just got to get through these 2 big trees you see on either side. It's framed up for you. If you can move it a little bit right off the tee, it's helpful, but it's not really necessary to set up this left to right approach to a green that's been pushed back a little bit from years past.
Sure, number 1 goal is to hit the gap, but if you can get it to move right late in the flight, it's going to make your upshot a lot easier.
For sure. Cut down on the distance. Paige able to throw that Crystal Fierce again. Looked like it just started breaking over a tad bit too early.
Just barely.
Yeah.
Looked like a really good line initially.
I think this is Cat's M2. As we were talking about, just a good, straight, fast mid-range. She's laced it. Oh. Can't get bounces to be better than that. That's like a Tiger Woods bounce, tapping A and holding left. And
The filter on that was really nice. That's going to help a lot.
Yeah, she's in a great position. First time we're getting to see Hayley King's forehand. It's fantastic. You cannot judge it by that result there. That was just the first one of the day for her, I'd guess.
Yeah, still has a bunch of pop.
Yeah. Tons of pop. She's got the natural lean look that allows her to get some pop. Flexible. Okay. Well, that really filtered out into a decent position. She'll have to throw a huge Anheuser to have any sort of putt, but par is not out of the question from there.
So here Hailey's pretty much conceding to a par at best. If she tries to do any more than what she just did there, she could find herself in more trouble, so that's a really good play.
Yeah, it is.
Paige as well, laying out to the landing area. Now they both have shots to execute in order to save their par. Patent pinning from Paige. The angle's perfect on it. It just needs to miss a couple trees up there to get inside the circle.
Yep. At least that That is a strike out of her.
Whoa, really tight line from her there.
Yeah, she was throwing something skinny. It looks like it caught the last one, dropped down in that little creek bed, which is casual. Cat, stable driver. Caught one of the trees in circle 2 and kicked her back down to the edge of it.
I think she hung it out just a little bit wide and had to contend with those trees out there.
Yeah, ideally, this green plays better for a backhand, would you say, Kevin?
Probably, but a sidearm works
back or so.
very well to get in there if you've played your first shot out on the left side of the fairway.
The first place possible
Haven't cut your
that I
angle
can
off.
take it.
Yeah, when you have a tighter angle like where Paige is standing here, probably
It's okay.
you almost
It
have
doesn't.
to go
I'll take it
backhand
right there.
if you want to park the hole at least.
I wonder if she was discussing relief.
Definitely
with this
discussing casual relief there. It's the nearest point behind the water, so wherever her disc was.
I think she wanted to throw that disc again, so marking it in front of the disc would have put her lie into the water, so then she was figuring out where she could back it up to, I suppose. It looked to be the same disc as before. Just leaning on that crystal fierce. Hailey, good shot around the corner, circle 1. Long bid from Cat. Paige right about 28 feet. Strong with it. Holds on to it a little long. This is a big putt coming back. Dead center, just 2 inches high. We've seen a couple of the ladies now hit the band just high. You got to think that, well, as we say it, yeah, you got to think that there's some nerves coming into play. They definitely won it. Everybody's just got some adrenaline, I guess, going on.
There's no doubt about it. There's more money on the line than they've ever thought about playing for.
Yeah, this is the amount of money that could, change one of these players' lives. Whether it's buying a home or a van. Hailey's a young player who's going to be on tour next year. Probably trying to figure out her accommodations and what she's going to travel in and all that. And all of a sudden, she has the opportunity to do something with it. On to hole 4, 610 feet. You guys have seen this one before. If you've watched the coverage. Low ceiling, straight shot. You don't want to go left or right. Anything pinched on the left with that fence, it takes your run up away. Anything right, obviously out of bounds. And this green, that's the thing you got to worry about.
Yeah, the green's super tricky, really sloped right here. So it's important to control the angle of your disc when coming into this green. Sometimes the further that you are away, you have to come in on a hyzer, so it's hard to control, but it's ideal to come in more flat.
Yeah. It's just hard to do. Rollaway's prevalent.
Pretty solid shot there from Cat. If you don't get up past that where that fence bends, it's pretty hard to find yourself a birdie.
Yep. Access to the green will be tricky. She should be able to lay it par from there. Not ideal from Hailey.
Not ideal, but either way, still pretty manageable for par.
Yeah, she'll need a placement shot next. About a 320-foot placement shot. Lisa coming off the ground a little bit, but lacing one up there. That's a great spot. Not known for her power, but really precise, especially in the woods, and then great on the putting green. Obviously, she's got the fire, too. She ended up in the Final Four after playing some of the best women our sport has to offer. Paige, just a little tug. 2 tee shots in a row, just a bit right. And for a player like Paige that has won almost everything, over 10 disc golf pro tours just in the past 2 seasons. She's won it all, but she hasn't won this. This is new. This is fresh. This is anybody's ball game.
It is. I just love how they even out all the scores after each day and make it a battle day to day. Makes it really interesting to watch on camera.
A little bit of a loose shot there from Lisa. She drifts OB right. Didn't really need to take it that close to the OB.
This is pretty much the play right here. Play something that's going to hook up stable, and it's actually scoots in off of that sidewalk there. Really awesome shot from Kat. As long as you have a disc that's stable enough, that shot is going to work almost all the time.
Yeah, she could trust the finish on that one. Hailey probably feeling a little more aggressive now that she's watched one stay in bounds. Tried to follow Kat's line. Thought she did. Maybe just a bit stronger and ends up just out of bounds. I mean, that could have curled back in.
That was a big flick right there as well. That was about 300 feet at least and not able to go straight at it.
Yeah, that was a Crystal Raptor, I believe, and those things are super stable. So it says something about her forehand just to be able to throw that thing all hyzer that high.
Good upshot there from Lisa, and playing up on the right side of this basket is going to make sure that you're landing on flat ground as opposed to sloped ground, which is what Paige is dealing with right here.
For sure.
She tries to run that putt. She's heading straight towards out of bounds and straight down a hill for a much longer putt. Kat laying up
Smart move.
Severe uphill putt there.
Yes. Smart move from her. She's 1 under so far. Wow. There it is right there. The putt we've talked about. And this one's so uphill, but delivered dead center.
Fun to watch right there from Hailey. Such a nice stroke.
Love watching it, Hailey. Never gets old. Keep it up.
Oh, Lisa with the death putt. And death she found.
That is one of the things that brings in the death putt on the right side. You do land safely. Don't have to worry about that hill, but the putt, when missed, strong like Lisa likes to putt, there's repercussions for something like that. She knows it. Kat, smart, par. Paige threw that up shot a little wide, didn't want to mess with it, conceded the bogey.
I practice a lot. It's a vice. An escape from stress, from work. It's my chance to just get away during the week. It's like meeting up with an old friend, you know? I'll never get tired of that sound.
All right. Tricky hole 5. Mando tree. There you see it. Got to go left of it. And then OB right. That's tighter than all the years past that I can remember. The play is to land about pin high with the drone now, leaving your approach about 250 feet into this side hill green with OB left, right, and long.
Such a signature hole we have here.
Right along the road. demands a lot out of the players right off the tee. See what Kat does. She looks like she's going full speed.
Low from Kat, and there's just so much placement involved with this tee shot here. We have to place it in such a good spot in order to access the green for a birdie. Kat going to be throwing it into the ground there early. She's going to be just surrendering for a par.
Got to sit down. This headed.
It is.
Okay.
The slope of the ground's going to help her out there.
Yeah.
But the left side of this fairway is tricky, and that's what I was talking about when
Yeah.
I'm talking about placing the disc.
Yep.
The right side is really important here because it's going to open up your fairway. Left side's going to be low ceiling and just not much room for error. This is looking beautiful. What a
Great
shot from Paige Pierce.
Ending up on the right side of that rock line, which allows her a more open approach. I'm guessing one of Lisa's strikes that she likes so much. This looks good. Oh, yeah. Prime placement. I'd guess that she has a forehand in from there. And I'm thinking that Hailey, as close as she is to the road, would probably go forehand as well. Kat content to just chip up, save the par on this one.
Still an interesting chip up, staying on that left side of the fairway. I'm curious as to see if she made it far enough to have a clean look at it from there. Paige coming aggressive.
All the way over the OB.
Needs to slow down.
Oh, my goodness.
And that's going to go out of bounds. Throwing a backhand approach on this hole is very doable, but the hole slopes to the left the entire way, and if you just let it leak a little bit like that, you'll find yourself going out of bounds.
Oh, no.
Nightmare from Lisa. Unfortunately,
thing.
just a little bit off of her line, but it's going to cost her at least 2 strokes.
Yeah, unlucky to take such a vicious kick left. The pine straw around this green makes it play even faster. I think that is part of it. That was a mid-range out of Paige. I think her straighter buzz, she said yesterday, just wasn't able to flatten out enough to land in bounds. But Kat left with this over-the-road shot. A little tight.
A little tight, but lower than Hailey's attempt at it. Hailey was just trying to be a little bit lower on her approach, and it would have worked out a little better for her.
Yeah, agreed. Lisa trimming up the bush a little bit. That's inside circle 1, well inside her range. Sit. Yeah.
You have no reason not to run this putt here. You've got the wall behind it, and then you just kind of have to hope that it doesn't run.
Wow. Paige saving that par. You could tell a little fist pump there. She wanted that one, understood how much it meant early on. Just barely touched that needle on that tree, I think. Pretty cool angle GK gave us.
Just a misrelease from Kat there.
Yeah.
Looks like she has a tailwind.
Tailwind, yeah. I was just going to say that. Lisa makes the adjustment. Saves the bogey. I mean, 1 or 2 kicks either way on that one, and Lisa could have had a better look. Just unfortunate to hit the tree the way she did. I don't think she's playing as bad as her score suggests, but it's part of it. Some days you get them, some days you don't. Hole 6. Great little hyzer hole for the women here. Switched up from the men's. This one is in the trees on the left. I think it plays true to 321. You want it to land right about 300 and just skip left over there. Anything that carries all the way left to the basket's going to skip past it. It's a very quick green. All the pine straw and leaves, things just scoot out of there quick. So got to land in front of it, I think. Hailey up. This looks ideal. Probably landed that one about 280. little bit short of where she wanted. She should have a putt, though. This one a little inside, but it has the distance.
Good shot. Kind of an ace run there from Pierce.
Yeah. Very aggressive as she's known to play. She'll have 25 feet. We'll call it coming back.
This is a hole Cat has been feasting on in years past. And there it is again. Great shot from her.
Just outside circle 1, it looked like the 10-meter circle.
Likely inside. She threw that one pretty good. Lisa looking great as well.
Yeah, I'm always like mistake.
Oh, yeah. Nice shot from her. So everybody right about circle or better. First to putt, Hailey King. She's just going to stand still this thing from 50 feet. I'm always impressed when I watch how much range she has with her standstill putt. It's just amazing. Both those women just a little bit right. Look like chain high bids.
Cat just outside the circle, like you said. And Cash, great putt from her.
And I actually was driving in my car as I saw this putt live, so I kind of knew. I cheated a little
No
bit.
surprise to you, huh?
Yeah. I watched her jump it, so I had inside knowledge. It's insider trading.
Well, that was fresh for me, and it was cool to see. Nice putt. Paige answering as well.
Stand still, look like just inside 32 feet.
Paige trailing Cat by 2 strokes as well, so a little bit more pressure on her putt.
Yeah, big hit from her. Hailey able to grab the par as well, so those women kind of, I don't want to say pushing away from the group, but it's definitely, it's Lisa's time to step up and get herself back into the conversation if ever there was one. Hole 7, 588. Road plays OB the whole way. You're kind of left with the decision to go down the left or the right side. Either plays well, especially for the women's basket here. Just right at the end of it.
This is another signature hole. If you ask me about Hornets Nest.
Agreed.
It's a really cool tee shot that they're having you do here. The road on the left side. It's nice to have your disc on the right side of the fairway because it opens up your approach a little bit more. And so Paige going to be behind all the trees there. Still achievable for birdie, but she's going to have a very high-level shot coming up for her. Catrina looks like she's biting off a little bit more. That looks great.
Wow.
Ideal shot. And now she just has to, since she's on this side of the fairway, hopefully she has a straight look at it. But sometimes you can get pinned behind some trees there. And it can make your approach very difficult.
Yeah, we'll see what she has left. This needs to sit down.
Oh, and it doesn't.
Just kind of rides up the uphill. That same uphill that checked her shot on the last hole just bumped her out there. 2 holes ago, excuse me. Okay. It's in a great spot now. I don't think she went purposefully right of that tree, but you never know. Lisa's wild. She's very pinpoint. This is her game, lacing wood shots.
Oh, that was a great shot there. How far is she going to be out?
62 feet.
Yep,
Looks
about right.
like. Paige with the same disc she threw off the tee, looking like she's going left gap. Ready, turnover.
Oh, baby. Darn it.
Oh, man.
Oh my goodness.
Using all of the fairway there.
Wow.
getting up to just outside the circle. That's a great shot from Paige.
Yeah, it's an incredible effort there. Kind of a tricky little spot. Oh, she knew it. Right out of the hand, just a little high, I guess. But she was pinched. When you go be left with that row of trees there, it doesn't really leave you in a good spot. Oh, and Kat, after that perfect drive, actually ends up in a decent position. Looked like it was going a little righter than it ended up. She'll be left with an open look. Okay, so right about the same length as last hole. Able to jump if she wants it. Dead center, 2 in a row. Super confident putting from Catrina Allen.
I love that outside the circle putt from her there. Nose down, pop it on the right angle, and let it fall into the basket. That looks really good.
So good.
And Paige,
Wow.
great putt there.
Big putts from Paige right after Kat drained jumpers in her face the last 2 holes. This is high-level golf right here. Hailey dropping 1 back. Now
That
4
drive
back
hurts
of
a
the
lot
lead.
for Hailey there. Going out of bounds on this hole is going to hurt because those trees will get in the way for your upshot. And
Yeah, it's almost a 2-stroke penalty going to be left like that.
yep.
Anyways, after a brief little walk for these players, they end up at hole 8, 534. Not the longest hole, but requires a very pinpoint drive. You want to land right about here where the drone is flying, and then you have access to the hallway that you see here. Understable putter or forehand approach to this green is probably best. I mean, the men play the same pad as the women on this one. So it's a similar shot that you're seeing. I think Paige is basically doing kind of your play, right?
Yeah, I'd love to just throw a straight shot here, land in the mouth, and then approach it from there. And she sure is. Distance looks pretty good. Needs to push forward a little bit. If she's short, she'll have an Anheuser flex into the gap.
Yeah, look like just a little bit short. God, this looks great. Oh yeah.
That's beautiful.
See Big Germ there taking notes. Walking around with the ladies. It was fun to see some of the pros out there witnessing disc golf history. And this is unprecedented women's disc golf action. Never before seen. You know, it feels like history. That's what it feels like.
Well, it is.
Is that what it is?
It definitely is
Yep.
history. It's cool to see, and this is, and what the Disc Golf Pro Tour has done here, making the equal pay, is the best way to grow women's disc golf by far.
Yeah.
Making little girls see that the first place winner won $20,000 in one tournament
Yeah.
is by far the best way to grow the sport.
I'd
And
agree.
So shout out to the Disc Golf Pro Tour for that.
Yeah. We'll thank them a couple more times, I'm sure, but it's necessary and they're worthy of our praise at this point. They're doing stuff for disc golf that's never been done. Great looking shot from Hailey. She'll slide into circle 1. About a 20-footer left for her birdie. That's a great way to play the hole there.
Lisa here from a similar spot. This is pretty uphill, this upshot here. Lisa not getting it high enough there. She's going to stay in the circle 2 area.
She threw it a bit low. She'll have that left for her par, so she's behind the 8 ball on this one. Little short from Kat. You know, she might be at that same spot that she was at the last 2 holes, right about circle's edge. See if she can knock that one down too. Paige not messing around. When she needs a shot, she's going to that crystal fierce. This is a big putt.
Catrina here from inside the circle, huh?
It is.
Oh, and it was just barely low. It looks like a really good effort.
Yeah, it looked like she felt good about it.
She should feel good about it. That was right there and confident.
Disc comes out of her hand so fast. Just doesn't look like there's enough energy being used to get the disc to go that fast.
She can sling it, there's no doubt.
It's amazing. All right, Hayley King birdieing to get one back on the leader. And we come to hole number 9. Tricky little poke through this gap. I mean, it's almost as if the tree that you see straight in front of the drone is the cork that guards the entrance. Just got to weasel around that sucker and turn left, and then you'll be left with a putter approach of some sort.
Right. Sometimes this hole can seem very simple. Other times it can seem like your worst nightmare. The tee shot is going to be very daunting for all of these players here. And the only goal is to hit the gap and to get out there somewhere. If they can do that, they'll have a chance at birdie. But if they don't hit the gap, saving par is going to be really difficult.
Well said.
And the problem is that there's a tree in the middle of the gap.
Yes.
I forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
There's a huge tree right in the middle of this tiny gap. Great shot there from Hayley. She's going to be on the left side of the fairway because it hyzered out a little bit early for her. Still no problem.
Way down there. Wow, Paige going back to it. Really just lacing lines.
That is a great shot from Paige Pierce right there.
I'll stop saying it at some point, but that was the fierce, the crystal one. The one that keeps on going straight through the trees. A little early from Kat, but it was flipping up. Looks like it hit a tree. We'll see how badly it kicked. If it didn't kick left, she should be okay. At least for a par. Lisa on a shrike. This looks great.
It's a pretty good shot from Lisa as well. Now, she flipped it more than the other ladies here, but she hit the gap, and she's out there in the fairway, so she'll have a chance at birdie. While Kat here trying to lay out to the fairway somewhere.
Tricky spot.
Can't tell what she did there, but if she hit another tree, things will be tough to save par.
Lisa going flex forehand. God, it's hard to get through all those little trees on the left side of that green. See a lot of people pull them over there. Rarely make it back through. Okay. Through it again. The gap hitter. The tap-in maker. Wow. From a crazy stance. Kat able to get that all the way around the corner. About 19 feet from the basket. 19 and a half maybe. Right. If I judge correctly. This looks like about a 28 footer for Lisa. This will be a big one. Stab it. Oh man.
Just high again. That's number 3 that I can remember.
Oh, she's all over it. Throwing good shots. Giving herself chances.
Oh no, these are important putts for Kat right here. just high. I can appreciate the fact that it's high, though.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times when we miss high, it's kind of a rarity. We just happen to have commit a little too much. Good putt and great birdie there from Hailey. It's going to tie her with Paige Pierce. Catrina Allen at 1 under par. Oh, I'm sorry. Paige Pierce going at 1 under par as well. So we've got a battle for you guys.
Yes. Yes, we didn't really do any adjusting of the scores through the front 9. Everybody's right there packed up together. Can't wait to watch this back 9 with you. There you. This has been GK Pro's DGPT Tour finale. Glad to be here with you, Kev. We'll see you guys with the back 9.
Thanks for having me, and looking forward to it. It's going to be a heater.